Hey guys, it's Mark Salmon. Play disc golf mainly my home course is here at Tullahoma, Tennessee at Sunrise Rotary. Doing a little in the bag here. First off, let me show you my bag. My wife bought this for me. Now, this is smaller than most people's. It's $15 end of a starter bag. It's all I need. If I have a bigger bag, I carry a bunch of crap that I just not going to throw. And personally, for me, that's the way I play. Some people like to carry a lot of discs. They have better selection. I think the less discs you have, the more you're actually going, the better you're going to shoot, because you don't have to sit there and quabble over which T-bird to throw or which disc to throw or whatever. But this bag typically holds about maybe 10 to 12 discs comfortably. Has a nice little pocket here for your putter, but I wouldn't put one in there because it's hard to get out. And it has a drink holder, but it works fine for me. I'll start with my putters. First putter in my bag, Innova Champion AVR Factory Second, 170 grams. This is Captain Beefheart, the musician, on the front of it here. This is my main putter. Anything within 50 feet, this is what I'm going to use. I don't prefer the Champion Plastic because it's very slick. However, I've gotten comfortable with this one. So, for small up shots, Anheuser, maybe even a little Heiser, this is what I'll use. And it's a little bit lighter weight for me, but I've gotten used to it. My next putter is a DeMulligan Stamp Gateway Wizard Eraser, 174 grams. This is my buddy Jacob Haynes got me onto these. This is the most versatile disc in my bag. Now, it's a putter. I use it for wind putting. I also use it when I really feel like I want just a better feel in my hand, because it feels a little bit beefier than the AVR does. But I also use this disc for basically any clear up shot up inside 250 feet, whether it be an Anheuser, Heiser, straight at it. It holds the line you put it on, and it gets there quick. Sometimes if you Heiser it, it gets there really slow, but it typically flies where you want it to without even begging. And then just new, actually tonight, to my bag is another Wizard from Gateway. This is an organic 175 gram. It's a little bit harder, more stiffer than the Wizard Eraser, and this should actually hold up for more short drives better than the Wizard Eraser. I haven't thrown this one yet, but I need something just to give the Eraser a little bit of a break. So this is also a DeMulligan Stamp on here. Now, for as far as mid-ranges go, I don't believe that mid-ranges are completely necessary, especially for the courses that we play, or that I play. But I do carry a G-Star Rock 3. I love the G-Star plastic. It's real grippy, real good to throw. The Rock 3 for me, it says it's a 5.403 as far as the flight characteristics go, but typically I can get sometimes more glide or less glide. It does pretty much fly straight unless I just screw it up in any or Heiser by accident. But it doesn't have a fade of 3, so this disc is pretty much just going to fly straight right where I want it. And actually, on our home course at Tullahoma, I don't have much use for this disc, but other courses we have played, this has come in handy. Now, as far as fairway drivers go, typically I carry usually no more than 3 in my bag at a time. Right now, I'm carrying just 2. I'm carrying a Factory Second G-Star Thunderbird, 175 grams. This disc for me is anything 325 to 300 feet. This disc is going to get there as long as there's not much wind. It will turn a little bit, but it's not a turnover. It's still a stable disc, but if I really rip it, it will turn a little bit. But it gets there, flies pretty straight with just a little hookup at the end. I don't throw this into wind because it does kind of get crazy and it'll carry it with it sometimes. But this is pretty much my go-to with anything under 350 feet. And very new to my bag is a nice swirly Star Thunderbird, 175 grams. This disc is awesome. Flies for miles. First time I threw one, I threw it further than I've thrown any disc. However, this is a very stable Thunderbird. It's not like the Champion Thunderbird or the G-Star Thunderbird where it can kind of turn a little bit or maybe be not the best disc in the wind. This is actually good headwind disc right here. And actually, it's so stable that if I want to get max distance out of it, I have to put on a little bit of an Anheuser. But once I get this thing beat in, it'll pretty much be the only driver that I use. Those are my fairway drivers. Now, for distance drivers, I carry Looks like I have 5 of them in here. I'll start with the understable. The G-Star Turn. I don't know if we can see that there. The G-Star Turn for me, this disc actually, the Star has a different flight rating, the G-Star has a different flight rating, and the Champion has a different flight rating. So they all have different flight ratings. For me, this flies more like a faster Valkyrie. Typically, I only throw this disc when there's a big tailwind or when I need something to just go right. So on hole 12 at our Tullahoma course, I will throw this on a slight hyzer. It'll pop up and then still turn a little bit to the right and finish. Maybe I've got to look down that tunnel there. But this disc actually is pretty stable for being a turn, and it's not as gummy as most G-Star plastic goes. My next understable distance driver is the G-Star Crate. The Crate was the first distance driver I bought, and this is actually beat in pretty bad. When I first bought it, it flew like a long T-bird. Now it flies more like the Turn, except it's not consistent in how I throw it. So pretty much anything where I need something to turn over just a little bit, I can throw this flat and it'll do that for me. I also use this disc on a hyzer flip for distance shots, especially in a tailwind. But it's getting beat in more and more, so I have a replacement at home whenever this disc becomes a little too flippy. Now, the last 3 in my bag, I don't actually have a distance driver that's considered just stable, you know, not crazy overstable. I have a G-Star Destroyer. Now, this is new to my bag as well. This actually is something I'm not going to throw a lot. This is, even though it's G-Star plastic, which people say is more flippy, this actually is a stable disc. This disc will fly and then hook up like crazy and has that great G-Star grip. This is also 175 grams, but I haven't thrown this a lot. I'm saving it for when I need max distance in a headwind. And this Destroyer, Star Destroyer, 171 grams, this is my main distance driver right now. Now, it's getting beat in slowly, but it's still stable as heck. It's just crazy. But I have to throw it on a slight anhyzer because of weaker arm. I have to throw it on an anhyzer to get max distance. But I also use it for hyzer shots when I have a dog leg left or when I need to really have some distance on a flick. This is what I throw. And the last disc in my bag is my first Champion plastic purchase since I got back to playing. This is the stamps wore off on it, but this is a 171 gram Champion 8. This is my favorite overstaple disc. I know a lot of people like throwing the Firebird. I know a lot of people like throwing, you know, the Excalibur. A lot of people like throwing the Max or maybe even the T-Rex. But this disc for me, the grip is right there. I can feel it in my hands. It's very good. This is beat in a little bit, but it's still just, when there's a wind or when I need a nice skip shot, this is the disc I go for. Everyone that knows me has seen me throw this on certain situations. And as far as what else is in my bag, I don't keep anything else but maybe a mini. And this is a DeMulligan's Glow Mini right here, but you always need to keep a mini just in case some people are taking the shit seriously. But other than that, that's all that I have except for some cigarette butts. So thank you. That's what's in my bag. Have a good day.